Let's cover exponential equations. From the previous video, we have highlighted on the exponents. What are the rules required? And then we identified them. And then now we need to do an equation. So with the exponential equations are also easier to solve, right? Because what you just need to know what number should you raise, or else you just have to make sure that your base are exactly the same. I think that's the simpler way of doing it. Let's just assume that probably you are provided with a to the power m that's equal to a to the power n. You just know that since the base are exactly the same, you can also equate the powers. It's a mathematical rule. So your a will be equal to your n. So if your bases are the same, equate the powers. Okay, so let's go to our today's problem. Then we apply the same principle. Make your base the same and equate the powers. So let's look at the first question where it says 3 to the power x, that's equal to 243, right? So this, we just need to raise this one to base 3, right? How do you identify that? So we know, so it's either you can use the division option in order for you to see how many 3's are there in 243, or you can do it the longer way where you say 3 times 3, that's 9, times 3, that gives us 27, and then if you times 27 by 3, that's 21, 6, that's 81. If you multiply this by 3 as well, that's 243. You can see that we have how many 3's that we can multiply to get 243. So you can see we have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So 243 is the same as 3 to the power of 5. Alright? So in short, to simplify this equation, we are required to solve for x. So it means that our x is equal to 5. So what did you learn here? If your base are exactly the same, just equate the powers and solve for x. Okay, so let's take the same principle that we learned here. So we have 3 to the power x plus 3, that's equal to 243. From this equation, we can see that this was probably 3 to the power x times 3 to the power of 3. That's equal to 243. That's why we have this added. Sometimes you get a question where these are splitted, or else probably you need to use factorization, therefore you need to expand it. That's why I'm telling you this is exactly the same as 3 to the power x times 3 to the power of 3. That gives us 3 to the power x plus 3, that's equal to 243. But what is the question? We need to solve for x. First thing first, you need to make sure that your base are the same. So therefore, this we have already worked it out as 3 to the power of 5. That should give us x plus 3, that's equal to 5. Therefore, this now brings us to a simple equation. Everyone can be able to solve that since we have already did the simple equation. But anyway, for progress sake, let's complete this equation. Remember, we said if each and every number, group the like terms together, if the number crosses the equal sign, the sign it carries changes. So therefore it's going to be x, that's equal to 5 minus 3. Why? Because we have to group like terms together. We need to have x as a subject of the formula, or else leave your x on its own and go join the new family. That's what we are doing here. So 3 have to go and join its family. Therefore, the sign on it have to change. So the value of x in this equation should be x is equal to 2. So in short, this is how you do your exponential equation. Match the base, equate the powers. Let's see if we can solve this exponential as well. So on this one, it says 2 to the power x minus 1, that's equal to 1 over 8, right? Remember, any number raised to the power negative, to get rid of the negative, you divide it by 1. You use 1 as a numerator, and then you use it as a denominator. So from this question, the 8 was raised to the power negative. So this can be written as 2 to the power x minus 1. That's equal to 8 to the power of minus 1. So you just need to know that any number that is represented as a fraction, if you want to get rid of that fraction, you can just raise it to the power of minus. However, we could even just use it the same way it is, and once we match these bases, then after you bring that power to be negative. All right, but anyway, we are here now. Let's see how can we make this base 2, right? So in short, you just need to go through the multiples of 2 again. So we know that 2 times 2, that's equal to 4 times 2, that gives us 8. So it means that 8 can be written as 2 to the power of 2 to the power of minus 3. Okay, that's what gives us 8. 2 to the power negative 3. Why minus 3? Because actually remember, it's 1 over 8. So for us to get rid of the fraction, we have to raise this to the power negative. So the 3 will just come and replace the 1 that was there. Because, yes, there we go. So now, since we are here, we can easily equate our powers. So this will be equal to this. So x minus 1, that's equal to minus 3. Remember what we said, we need to leave x as a subject of the formula. Therefore, we must take 1 across the river, that is our equal sign. Any number that crosses the equal sign, the sign that it carries will automatically change. So this is minus 1, so therefore it will become plus 1. So our x will be equal to minus 2. Why minus 1 plus 1? You are owing 3, and now you just got 1 to pay. So therefore it means you still owe 2. Alright, so this is how we simplify that part. So let's look at the second one. So I think on the second one you already understood the principle, but however I'm going to tackle it a little bit differently. So it's going to be 2 to the power of x plus 3, that's equal to 1 over, I need to match the basis of 4 to become 2. So it means that it's 2 to the power of 2. So therefore, from this scenario, you can now remove the fraction completely, and then it will be 2 to the power negative 2, and then that's bring us to the equating of the powers, and we group our like terms together, minus 2, minus 3. Why? Because the plus 3 from this side is now crossing the equal sign. It will now becoming minus. You owe 2 and you are owing again 3, so it means we owe 5. When you are minusing the negative numbers, you add them. All right, so minus 2 minus 3, that's equal to minus 5. So our x is equal to minus 5. All right, so I think we have learned something new. So when you are solving the exponential equation, equate the base as much as you can. Therefore, then you equate the powers. That's it. That's as simple as like that.